Welcome, everybody, to the PWZ podcast. I am Rick Del Santo, and joining me, as always, on this glorious Thursday night, Showtime, Marcel Williams.
What's going on? We are here. We're on a roll. We
Oh,
legit on a roll.
we are. Hang on one second. It looks like we are having a little technical difficulty. Okay, nope. We are still live on two of our platforms. One did not start working. I'll have to look into that as of later. So, let's see. All right. So we're going to be talking about let's see here, AEW Dynamite for this week, which I thought it was a pretty good episode. There's some things I didn't necessarily agree with, or things that I thought was awkward, and I'm sure that you, judging by the look on your face, you know exactly what that is. The Guardian of Chaos is in the chat. Hello, Guardian of Chaos. How are you? Thank you for tuning in on YouTube. We are here to talk AEW Dynamite. And don't forget, this weekend we will be talking about Rampage and Battle of the Belts as well. So, Marcel, do you have anything to share before we start rolling?
Now we go. I mean, yeah, we do a quick plug for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Tomorrow night we got alley fights going on at 662 Cole Avenue in East Haven. It's at the Paradise Alley training facility. Start at 7 o'clock, and it's countdown to Point Blank as well, April 30th. Same place at the Paradise Alley training facility, same address, same time, different card, main event. Matias defended PAPW championship against Bloodsaw, Lucas Chase, and Chris Battle.
I'm looking forward to that match. I think it's going to be a really fun match.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And God knows what could happen after. I mean, Lucas Chase isn't anytime any gold uh, contract holder, so anything could happen afterwards.
Nah, absolutely. He got a win-win type of thing. Even if he
Yep.
loses, he still got a first-class ticket to any championship for PAPW. But tomorrow, Alley Fights return with Alley Fights champion Dustin Flash Waller and a few other in company as well. Battle Academy, Steven Garcia, all your PAPW favorites and new faces.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We got in there tomorrow. Bobby Buffet is going to be there, who he's
Mm-hmm.
quickly becoming one of my favorites that's showing up. He's a Monster Factory guy. We
Yep.
got Sean Venor is going to be there. Hunter Tarka from the Battle Academy.
Hustle and
Uh,
Muscle.
yes, Hustle Muscle, Jay Briggs, and Richard Stone. They kind of impressed me the last time. I had a lot of fun watching them.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Came a long way from the firm, huh? It seemed to
Yeah,
broke away from the firm.
yeah, right. That should be a lot of fun though. Tomorrow night is going to be it's going to be different, and don't forget, it's also going to be taped for the Alley Fights TV series that premieres here each and every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. I got a lot of fun doing. I got a video to finish up before this Saturday, so keep an eye out for that Saturday morning. It's going to be a lot of fun to check out.
Absolutely. Maybe be sure to subscribe and like and get all the notifications from Pro Wrestling Zone.
We got a couple new subscribers. I'm very excited. I want everybody to please, if you guys subscribe, drop us a line and say hello. We're always here to chat and give you a shout out.
Absolutely. Maybe at the end of this, when we get some, if we got more viewers, we could do some Q&As as well on these
Yeah,
chats.
absolutely. I'm always looking forward to that and down to do that. We got let's see. Let's get down into AEW. I'm trying to send this out to a lot of people so they can tune in. Maybe they don't know about it. Let's see here. We opened up with CM Punk and Penta. How many times has Penta changed his name since being in uh, AEW?
I think at least 3 times.
That's all right. Now he's Penta Oscuro. Wasn't he
Yeah.
Penta? What was his? What? I don't think he came in as Pentagon Junior. He was Pentagon Junior in Impact. Uh,
At first, I think it was Pentagon at first, and then
yeah,
Pentagon Zero, as you said. I think he added zero to it this time, and
yep,
then yeah, now it's like 3 times.
yeah.
But we still We still got Ray Phoenix. It's still the same name.
He's still the same, but Penta is still one hell of a worker. I'll tell you that. He's
Yes,
still
he
one hell of a
is.
worker. Jonathan Sardi, hello. Happy to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. I hope to see you at Paradise Alley tomorrow night. There's a lot of shows. Hit me up. There's a lot of shows I want to tell you about that are coming up in Connecticut. So, absolutely. So, what'd you think of this Punk and Penta match? I enjoyed it.
All I gotta say is Punk is on top of his game right now since his return last fall. He continued to show the work that he's been doing, even down to the storytelling. It's him and Pentagon. Pentagon put in some. I tell you what, before we even go into this match,
Sure.
last night's Dynamite was legit chop fest. Like,
We're gonna get
like
into that. We will get into
yeah, we gonna get into that one, but it was a hashtag chop fest last night because it was a whole lot of chops. But CM Punk is proving that he can work with anybody, and Pentagon, they had a little mixed up where he did try to do the Hurricane and landed wrong. He covered it up with his leg injury that he sold later earlier on, but
right.
still continue with the storytelling and miscommunication in the middle, but still bounce back. And the ending with the GTS catching him in the midair. CM Punk continue up the ranks of AEW.
What do you think of this version of CM Punk? He's a little bit different than he was in the past. He's like a, what do you want to say, older, wiser. He works.
I believe older and wiser. That's what usually happens when you
Yeah.
get older in the wrestling business. You
Well,
decide to tone it down a little bit and do longevity. Longevity is the word of wrestling.
right.
If anybody want to know what the word is of wrestling, longevity. And
He's not terrible. He's not terrible by any means. He's just,
mm,
and he's working pretty much the same style, but he's altered it for his age, I guess you could say.
yes,
It's he's not doing too many crazy things. I mean, with the exception of the blade job he did that one time. So,
yeah,
you know,
he had excuse for that.
yeah,
Dog collar match and the
of
match with
course.
Eddie Kingston at Full Gear. But yeah, he has his moments. But long if he don't do the Cody, juice every match. But
Right,
nothing against
right.
Cody. You got to tone it down now where he's at. But CM Punk is continuously going up the ranks, and we probably looking forward to either the CM Punk versus Adam Page or Adam Cole for the AEW Championship, World Championship.
Do you think Punk has another? I know we've discussed this before, but do you think Punk does have another title run in him at this age?
Absolutely.
Do you
With
think
the
he came back to prove himself that he can do that, or
absolutely.
one of his goals?
It's one of his goals, but I kind of feel like he proved himself after this 7 year run. He didn't just jump right on into deep waters to say he want the AEW World Championship. He had to go through the rankings, go through certain workers, and I think he's on top of his game right now between
Yeah,
him and Brian Danielson.
Danielson is. I mean, that's a guy. No matter what he's gone through, and no matter where he's wrestled,
Mhm.
whether it to be WWE, Ring of Honor, Japan, the Indies, he just keeps getting better and better and better as he ages.
Yes, he
And
does.
right now, like you said, he's on top of his game. He's probably, he's worked at different styles when he was in WWE. Now he's in
Hmm.
AEW, so he gets there's a lot more leeway there. And some of
Absolutely.
these people that he's putting on, you wouldn't think were, I guess, quote unquote, dream matches, but damn, he's putting on some of his best matches he's putting on in years.
Hmm. Yes,
So,
he is.
and I'm only looking forward to more from him.
Nah, absolutely. It's this guy. Um, he made a statement when he returned last fall, and he
Yeah,
continued to make it. He had probably feud of the year, or the year not even over with yet, but him and MJF. You know,
absolutely.
so it's still more It's still more work for CM Punk to go throughout the year 2022.
What do you think about say AWE or AEWA, excuse me, AEW? Is I swear to God, I haven't had that many beers yet. So, um, just a couple. AEW tag team titles: Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus defeated Red Dragon. I'm kind of in a way surprised that it ended up that way, but maybe they're just saving Red Dragon to take the titles in the future, maybe at a pay per view or such. Because I have a feeling that they're in line for a title run very soon.
Yeah, this was a surprising ending for me. I really thought Red Dragon would take it, just to get that momentum to Adam Cole.
Right.
But it didn't go down that way. But still, this was an unbelievable tag match.
Absolutely.
Jungle Boy continued to impress me, even with Luchasaurus and Red Dragon. They know what these guys. They've been always tag team champions. Uh, all the titles all over the world, and
NXT. Yeah.
NXT, everything. It's just these guys continue to prove that they can work with anybody as well. But at the end, you know, Jurassic Express taking it, continue to
Yeah.
reign. But we got
Um,
surprised at the end, didn't we?
yeah. Why don't you tell us about that?
FTR. I guess
Yes.
they're next up. They
I
want
have
some
a
more gold.
yeah, I have a feeling that FTR may be the ones taking that title and just holding so they can walk out there with 6 belts.
I don't know. I mean, it would have been great for Red Dragon to take it because
Yeah.
we had the last Jurassic Express take the titles away from the Lucha Bros,
Right.
and that was like a face versus face match, and it's
Mhm.
like now what you gonna do another face versus face match? FTR is like the hottest thing right now. So I would like Red Dragon to take it, and then we had the Red Dragon versus FTR confrontation. But
That's a
we may still get that.
I think we will. It's a match that I'm really looking forward to. And down the road, I don't. God knows when we're going to see it. There's so much going on, like in AEW. You can never really predict as to what's going to happen. To be honest with
Nah, you can't.
you, because there's such a rich, deep, rich roster. A lot of people don't like AEW. A lot of people are being vocal about it nowadays.
Yeah, they've
They
been
just can't.
available. Yeah,
Yeah, it seems like more so now. People can't just sit back, relax, and enjoy professional wrestling as a whole.
of course not.
You know,
It's I have grown up to see these fans just continuously bash whatever they don't like, and we'll talk about a few things that ended up on the comments and Twitter that people just don't understand. They don't understand their wrestling history, but it just it's just unfortunate how these fans. I call them keyboard warriors.
well, there you go.
The keyboard warriors that like to sit here and continuously vent on social media. Sometimes social media is good, sometimes social media is bad, and most of the time is bad in certain situations.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to get riled up watching wrestling and hit Twitter, but then I was just like, I started to sit and realize, you know what I mean? It's like it's really not that bad. I just
Mm,
stick out, point out what I like. If I don't like something, I don't sit there bashing the entire company for it. It's just that one moment, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. Professional wrestling is a lot of fun. It brings people together. Uh, you know, it's just an enjoyable thing.
Nah,
There's
wrestling is a variety show. It's a variety show
Yeah,
for everybody. I've been
yeah,
to WrestleManias where it's people from all over the world. I'm sitting next to somebody that's from Ireland. That's that.
yeah,
It's a sport that's for everyone to sit together and enjoy without any violence.
yeah.
We enjoy a lot of
You
violence, watching
realize what you just
violence.
said? All right.
Yeah, we watching violence. We enjoy the good violence of professional
Right,
wrestling, but without the outside.
right.
They hate on the outside.
The hate of the real world, basically.
Exactly.
There's no better time to be a talent or a fan, says the Guardian of Chaos. That is absolutely true. I have not seen the wrestling scene this alive and electric since the late '90s. So
Hmm.
well over 20 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
since probably
It's a
the 20
the
the
yep,
2005s or 2010s. That's the last thing you know.
yeah. It's an amazing time. I mean, in the last prior to the pandemic, I should say, we saw the rise of the indies. Where so many indies were getting a lot of attention, and then of course Along comes AEW, and then there's WWE. I mean, they're not on the top of their game. They're doing whatever they're doing, but they're still surviving and making billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing wrong with that. People got to understand WWE is a business. They're corporate, whatever you want to call them, corporate force, and they're just they're a merchandising company on top of it. They produce a wrestling company. Not everything, you're not going to like everything on their TV show. I sure as hell don't. And we found that out Monday night. When we went live that, so there is going to be moments where we do like, but you can't like everything. Like you said, like Marcel said, it's a variety show, wrestling.
Yeah, it was a struggle Monday.
Yeah, definitely. That 3 hours, I'm gonna have to watch that in parts.
If it wasn't a work night, I would have some hard liquor next to me that whole 3 hours.
I'm drinking tonight. I got the Vermont IPA. Where is it? From it's not going to show up on the screen. It's from Montreal.
Screen,
yeah,
I guess they don't allow that. I guess the green screen don't allow that.
I guess. Anyways,
well, I'll tell you what I have.
What do you got tonight?
Nothing. Air.
You still didn't go.
Nah.
I'm gonna have to mail you a case of beer for this weekend.
For real.
For Saturday night. All right, so from there we went from Captain Sean Dean defeating MJF by countout. This was quite the enjoyment. What did I miss?
Before you get to that, there was 2 segments with the Blackpool Combat Club where they're getting ready for Rampage for the 6-man tag against the Gun Club.
Yep.
And
you mean the Ass Boys?
Yeah, the Ass Boys.
Yes,
that's legit their name. See, that's how much.
That's what Danhausen started calling them, the Ass Boys. So that's it caught on. No, the Gun Club
we know Moxley how he feel about him. He said he can't stand him, and he wanted to destroy him. And Will Yuta said, last Rampage after him and Moxley, that the work just begun. So I'm looking forward to this team and the 6-man tag, and I can't wait till they start bringing in some trio titles. This is going to be interesting. You got a lot of trios out there that's ready to put in some work.
I'm going to get into this real quick. But before that, what do you think about Wheeler Yuta? Now, last week we discussed his match with Moxley and how he made Wheeler a star. What do you think about him joining the Blackpool Combat Club?
I mean, the story was told from the beginning. They want people that can legit take the punishment to get into the club. And he took the punishment. He paid his dues. And now he's in the club. So, I mean, there should be more people that's going to be involved in this whole group. Hopefully, it'll be a woman that be involved and make it even different.
Serena Deeb, maybe?
Serena Deeb is off the chain. I love Serena Deeb.
She's like one of the greatest women. Like, if you watch her, she's like just a great technical wrestler. Like, I didn't realize it, and then all of a sudden I'm watching her matches, and it's like watching Regal wrestle. Like,
yes,
it's just
absolutely.
like wrestling over and over. It was fantastic.
She's a woman of 1,000 holds. But before while we talk about Serena Deeb, I kind of think she's my favorite between her or Ruby Soho for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. I'm looking forward to that. I'm thinking that she may win it or Ruby.
Yeah, we're gonna have to dive deep into that as it gets closer to the end.
But we do know what the first round is going to be.
Yes.
Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm. We still don't know what the bracket is yet, but I don't.
Well, like I said, Tony needs to take 5 minutes away from his arguing with bots to decide this.
Hey, the bots will be in the tournament. Let's just say the bots will be in the tournament.
There you go. What was the next segment that you were mentioning? I didn't write down every single segment.
Oh no, those were the 2 segments. That was a confirmation, but we jumped right on into the MJF, which was my favorite segment.
Shit, we were talking about something else. Damn.
I got you covered.
We're talking about Wheeler Yuta. Yeah. Oh, trios tags. Okay.
Yes.
I had a discussion with somebody today about this. Now there's been a long talk ever since AEW's start on cable TV about the trios tags, right?
Mhm.
It's been discussed so much. I thought of this today in the discussion that because somebody mentioned, I was just like, wouldn't it be easy? Not easier, but wouldn't it make sense if they just ended up bringing back the Ring of Honor trios tags as opposed to ended up just bringing in a new title? I mean, they're already having every AEW champion on their on their shows. Wouldn't they just bring in uh, the Ring of Honor trios titles? If
Um,
I'm wrong, please tell me.
well, we're looking at an AEW brand,
Yeah,
so
well, I
you
mean, if you
you really don't want to take a ROH title and then make it I mean, you're trying to make two separate brands here, which I can't. I don't know how much pressure that Tony Khan is under with these two brands together, but
how
you
much
know,
is he under for how much? I mean, it's really hasn't been two separate brands as of yet outside of the Supercard of Honor event. If you think about it,
no, you're right, but it's a lot of planning.
yeah,
You got to put all your players in place. You got to know who to keep, who not to keep. You got Deanna Purrazzo as the ROH women's champion, and then you got Mercedes Martinez, who's an intern. So it's like,
so at some point those two are going
it's
to wrestle each other. Yeah,
yeah, it's a lot of contract conflicts and stuff. So truthfully, if you're gonna make your own trio style, just make your own and just make your own division and just use
right.
ROH as developmental if you want to.
That kind of kills me that people keep saying that they're using that as developmental. I mean, it's fucking Ring of Honor of all things. It's not like they're starting up OVW or some bullshit. You know what I mean?
I understand.
It's Ring of Honor. The
Don't put
glorious
the heat on me,
partnership.
brother.
No, I'm not.
I just
I mean, I believe if I remember correctly that Tony Khan was even quoted, if I remember correctly, as saying that. So,
yeah. I mean, I feel like it's good just because he got too many people on his roster. He could take them and just put them right over there to
well,
develop.
that's why he bought Ring of Honor, and then he's going to end up using that as a second brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To give some of these guys that are employed there that are never getting used, I guess you could say.
But you never know. ROH may turn into like NXT. It'd probably be the hottest brand next to AEW, It may work out.
As long as it doesn't turn into the Skittles brand of NXT.
The Skittles brand. Man.
Am I wrong?
You're right.
I got to tell you though. All right, we'll get back into this MJF thing in just a second. Did you watch NXT 2.0 this week?
Yes, I did.
Did you hate it? Come on.
Yes, I did. I
Oh
hate
my
it
God.
every week.
I thought this was, I don't know, man. I thought the last 2 weeks were really good shows. And I was very judgmental about 2.0 when it came on. But tell me that tag team gauntlet match wasn't great.
It was all right. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, you like your NXT 2.0, which I don't understand
I
why you
don't
still
like
call
my
it
NXT
2.0
2.0.
anymore.
I was very,
We know it's 2.0 after like 3 months already.
I
So,
know.
I mean,
I was very judgmental towards NXT 2.0 when it first I didn't like the change. You can even talk to me and DeCourt talked about it. It's a terrible brand. It was a terrible brand after a while, but I think that they've actually tried to improve it as of late. And I thought that what's that tag team? The brothers that are with the singlets.
I forgot. I know you're
They
talking
look like
about.
the amateur brothers. They were in there for 4 straight matches before
Come on,
getting
people. If
beat.
y'all watch NXT, can y'all give us the name of the team? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
It's
could
something
actually.
brothers.
Yeah, well, we got that part. Uh, I bet you I can punch it in right here. NXT Tag Team Brothers. Watch.
NXT Tag Team Brothers, Rick.
I
Really?
don't know.
That's gonna be the next new team. Then
The thing is,
the
I'm gonna end up
NXT
being
Tag
like,
Team Brothers.
oh damn you. Oh, the Creed brothers. There you go. The
uh,
Creed brothers. They're a great tag team, and I thought that was they lasted in there for 3 straight parts of that actually all four parts of the gauntlet.
All 4 parts.
Yeah,
I
and I
watched.
thought they put on a tremendous performance.
They did. I mean,
Damn.
it's. I
Maybe
mean,
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm
it's
falling into the freaking.
WCW
Maybe I'm drinking the
2000. You
Kool-Aid. I
got
don't know.
it's WCW 2000, man. It's like TNA 2009.
I
These
mean,
people
with the
taking
with the
Hall of
Brom
Fame
break
rings, burning it.
with the Rick Steiner kidnapping, I'll give you the WCW 2000. All right, yeah, like that. But
I
I don't know.
can't believe Rick Steiner getting kidnapped. That's the toughest dude in wrestling, and he's getting kidnapped.
I thought it was. I don't know. I thought that was ridiculous, but I also was like, I don't know. As of late, like I hated the last. I hated the shows before that, but this particular show, the last 2 shows I actually enjoyed. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy.
Let me tell
I'm not
you.
going to say the same about. I'm not going to say about Monday Night Raw though.
After seeing Braun Breaker versus Gunther, and then after that, it was a good match. Then after that, when they swing over to Rick Steiner sitting in the cage like he's sitting on a toilet, trying to drop a load, sweating. I gave up.
You're right.
I gave up.
I thought that was terrible. You know who also I thought improved? Now you're probably going to freaking be like, all right, I'm hanging up now. Who I thought improved since the last time I watched it was, go easy on me, Von Wagner.
So
I thought he
fans,
was the absolute shit the first few times I saw him. And this
I'm
time
just
he
gonna let y'all
actually,
know. I'm about to take this arrow and hit this X Leave Studio button
I've lost this.
because
I've
Von Wagner. That's the last person I would know that will come out your. On to MJF and Sean Dean. That's it for
all right. Like I said,
I tell you what, Von Wagner doing better than me, so I'll just take the hit for that one. But
hold on, before he's on, there's no reason why he's doing better, and I'll tell you why. It's because his father was in the business before. No offense, Wayne the Train Bloom or Von Wagner, but that's why you got signed. No offense. It's not because he was working indies for fucking years, okay? So, pardon me, Von Wagner, if you ever hear this. All right, so MJF and Sean Dean.
Are we doing a show for NXT 2.0 now? Since you like it, please don't tell me. Well, at least it's 2 hours.
Bullet points. For Raw and NXT, and I can't praise everything that NXT 2.0 does because, like I said, I've been impressed with the last 2 episodes. But for months and months and months since they started the 2.0 thing, I couldn't. It took me a very long time. But I thought the last couple episodes were quite the improvement. And in that particular, the Gauntlet, I really liked. I liked it a lot. So,
Captain Did you know Sean, the last show? This is the last thing about NXT 2.0. You know the last show, like all the heels was like basically going over and looking like they on top, like there was no baby face.
Yeah.
You don't care? All right.
Yeah.
Next.
Don't you think that should happen sometimes?
No, not the whole show.
No, I get it. I get where you're going. I get what you're saying. You're right. It's also WWE TV. They need to make it interesting so that when the pay-per-view comes, that's when all the baby faces win and get their fucking. It's typical logical WWE booking. You know what I mean? The heels kick the shit out of the baby faces, and then on the big shows, they used to do the shit at MSG. You know what I mean? They do it every week on TV. Then they'd go to MSG and boom, and that's it. Captain Sean Dean defeated MJF by countout. Wardlaw came out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere. He decided to destroy security yet again. MJF left the ring, and he was behind him before he damn near had a heart attack and got away. Let's see. And as the referee, Bryce Remberg was counting. MJF got a mic and begged him not to, that he would triple his pay. For a second, Bryce Remberg did look like he was considered it, but then he started counting again and counted MJF out. Sean Dean defeats MJF by countout.
Yeah, this was very creative. Everything from the beginning to the end. Even when Warlow knocked out the 3 security guards in the back, you seen that shirt missing, so you knew something was up where he was somewhere as
Right.
security.
Right.
But when he popped, when he popped behind him, I was just like, okay, he could have caught him, but we all knew what the game plan was. He was sitting here trying to make MJF lose the second time to Sean Dean. Sean Dean done beat him before, and he beats him again with this creative count out. And we have seen a lot of count out finishes. And I mean a lot. Some of them be stale, some of them be old, but this one was very creative. They had all these security guards that he was knocking down, all probably like 13 or 15 security
Everyone that
guards.
charged, they just went flying they ran into a brick wall.
Yeah, and
Legit.
then MJF tried to run. He tried to run to the
Yep.
ring because he know that count out was coming. And then I like the way the camera view was pointing towards Bryce, where like he's doing the count 6, 7, 8. So you're like, wait, this match is still continuing on. So he's trying to make it to the ring, and he didn't make it. And then, like you said, he tried to bribe him. He said, "Whatever Tony Khan paying you, I pay you triple." And
Yep.
Bryce sat here, thought about it for 1 second. 10 done. Bell rings, and biggest pop probably of the night. Wardlow is they continue to push this rivalry without any action going on, and that's creativity. And once Wardlow get his hands on Sean, even Sean Spears, like he didn't powerbomb him yet, and if he would have did that, that roof would have went off. So as soon as Warlow decides to like get his chance to powerbomb whoever that is next, whether it's Sean Spears or MJF, it's gonna erupt. But we building a star right here, Warlow.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy's over as it is, and this has got to be one of the biggest slow burns in the history of pro wrestling. The last 2 years?
Especially in the modern era. Yeah,
Yeah, because
it's hard to do that now.
everything was flash like fire. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
this was just, oh my god, it's been such a slow burn, but the fans are behind it, and it's just a matter of time, before
Mm-hmm.
he gets his hands on MJF. I'm guessing at the next pay per view, there may be a match, or at least he'll get his hands on him.
No, absolutely. And MJF and his lawyer, Mark Sterling, he said that what's in the contract with Warlow that he put him to work wherever he wants and whatever he wants. And I guess now we see him facing the Butcher.
Wardlow and the Butcher.
Warlow and the Butcher.
When's this?
Next week on Dynamite.
Right, next week on Dynamite. Okay, that should be interesting. The Butcher's the big dude, right? I always get the two confused. All right, Butcher's
It's okay. That beer kicking in. He was all over NXT just then. Now I was like, remember who Butcher Blade
I
is.
didn't forget about my NXT conversation. I mean, I'm just saying that the Butcher and the Blade, those two, I'm always like, which one is which? So, the Butcher's the one that's the singer in the metal band. He's got the abs all of a sudden. It came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, and
The one that looks like an old man.
And
right?
his rock band broke up,
Yeah.
so that's why he got in shape now.
Oh, all right. So he must have been drinking his beer again. So
Nah, I think he stopped the beer.
that's a damn shame. Jonathan Sardi says they will pop heavy for Wardlow when he finally gets his hands on him. I agree. I think, like Marcel said, that top of that building is going to pop off. So
Absolutely.
that's going to be amazing. Let's see. After the match, MJF got in Remberg's face and shoved him, but Spears broke it up. Camera cut backstage again, where Wardlaw. It's not the beer.
Wardlow.
What did I say? Oh, Wardlow.
Wardlaw.
Yeah. Well, I should wear my glasses. I
You
might be
about to
able to
get
actually.
you about to get crucified on social media
That's all right.
by these bots.
Oh yeah, the bots are gonna come after me. That's why we have no followers. Wardlow was still beating people up, and he demanded that MJF release him from his contract. Like I said, it's a great story.
It is a great story.
Can't wait for it to happen. Also, then we saw a vignette. Darby Allin video played where he challenged Andrade El Idolo in a coffin match. That's going to happen.
Yeah, that's going to be next Wednesday on Dynamite. Yep. Second coffin match for Darby Allin.
They put Darby Allin in some weird matches with some guys that, Jesus Christ, you huge compared to him.
Yeah,
Guy's like the size of a twig.
I tell you what, my first experience of Darby Allin was at
Worked an Evolve show, right?
I had my first experience with him with Cody at
Okay.
the Fighter Fest. That was it was.
Oh,
One of
okay.
those AEW events, and I was like, "That this dude skinny as crap." I thought like he wasn't going to be like get over by his size, but he proved me wrong since the start. Like he has continued to become like one of the staples in AEW.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, correction, pillars
Oh,
of AEW.
Malachi Black then addressed Fuego del Sol. He wants Fuego to be afraid of the shadows. It was a little
I didn't
creepy.
get this promo. I'm sorry.
You didn't get it or you didn't see it?
I didn't. I not seen it. I just didn't get it.
Yeah, well, Malachi Black is fucking weird. So
He is
he's one of
weird.
those. He's one of those guys. He puts out weird promos, and people either get it or they just look at it. Look at the Edge promo. That one with the freaking weights or whatever the hell it was.
Your
Everybody was
friend,
just like, "Yeah, this
your
guy's
buddy.
fucking nuts." Like,
That's your buddy,
didn't make.
Edge.
Yeah, he's my buddy. I had a conversation at work today about him. People were freaking. He was like, "Oh, he's gonna have another title run." I said, "The guy's 50 years old. The
There's
hell
not.
does he need a?
Whoa. There's
He
not
does
wrong
not
with
need a.
that.
No.
Hogan and Flair was over 50 when they got championship. You can't do that.
I just don't think that Edge is in need of a title. He's how do you say it? Injury prone? That guy walks out his front door, he breaks a toe. Like seriously.
It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad.
Maybe not that bad.
Nah, how
Maybe
many
a slight
injuries that he
exaggeration.
had since he came back? How many injuries he had? He only
What did he
tore the
tear?
tricep.
He tore a muscle in he tore a tricep in his second match back, that last man standing match, correct?
That was recorded. No, it was actually the greatest match of all time. Him and Randy Orton.
That was a lie. The greatest match of all time.
It was probably at the time of that year, 2020. It was the greatest match of all time.
You know what I think we should do? Now that we're sitting here, and I'm sitting here, they hyped that up as the greatest match of all time. And you said maybe of 2020.
Oh, 2020.
2020 was a weird fucking year because we were in the beginnings of the pandemic, so to speak.
Yes, it was.
I think one of these upcoming episodes we should go back and do a 2020 best of 2020. Let's find the matches. I mean, because really only two companies were running, AEW and WWE. There was some little things here and there. 2020 was a rough year.
It was a rough year.
I want to figure out what was actually a good match in that year.
The Boneyard match was good. That was the match of the year to me.
God.
No, you don't agree?
Cinematic matches.
That was the only cinematic match that actually made sense.
Really?
No.
What about the No, no. I'm. I just can't. I could not get into that. I thought it was. I thought it was ridiculous. And I know a lot of people put it over. And I mean, if you're into cinematic matches, like you said earlier, professional wrestling is a variety show. You get all sorts of matches, sorts of matches on one show. You can get a death match. You can get a high flying match. You can get cruiserweights. You can get whatever. If that's your thing, then so be it. I don't gotta like every match on the show. I'm just not into cinematic matches. They're just too weird for me.
The greatest WrestleMania of all time happened in 2020 in the Performance Center.
There was no fans.
It went from Madison Square Garden to the Performance Center.
Yep. I have I still have my shirt that says I wasn't there.
Do you have that?
I bought that shirt.
I wish I should have got that. Yeah, I got every. My son got every sweater I brought him for every WrestleMania I went to, and I wish I got that one. I wasn't there.
Nope, I got one for me. I got one for my youngest son as well, and he just wore. Now the funny part is he couldn't fit into it. But the other day, now he could finally fit into it. He wore it to school the other day because he was so excited. that he could fit into it. It was a WWE shirt. Now, dude, he's starting to catch on to a lot of stuff. So, wrestling wise, I'm glad that he's starting to share my love of pro wrestling, even at 6 years old.
They'll grow into it. That's how I did.
None of my other kids did. I brought
Oh, they
my
did.
nope, my oldest son, who's going to be 16 this summer. You've met him. Uh,
Yeah.
took him to a few indie events growing, when he was growing up. While he had fun, he would never sit there and be like totally into pro wrestling at all.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like but the funny part about it is now he always asks how you're doing. That's the funny part. And then the other funny part is every time he's like, "Could we go to Paradise Alley when we come visit?" So now
Yep.
that's all. Yeah. Now that's the one thing. So now I got to make sure on the 30th that I take them to Point
Cool
Blank.
deal.
Yeah. So my oldest son is he does not necessarily like pro wrestling, but he does love going to the Paradise Alley shows.
Well, I'm glad PPW recruited a
A
fan that
fan.
does not like wrestling no more.
And he watches the show that I put on YouTube every week too.
There we go. See?
Yep.
There we go.
It's worth it a little bit so we can keep up with the action a little bit. This next segment I really enjoyed somewhat. I really enjoyed it. Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho is now a sports entertainer.
hmm
I think it's hilarious, and some of the references he makes to classic WWF is hilarious.
Did you see did you hear the intro before Judas played?
Uh,
It
refresh my
was
memory.
it was a signature for the old WWE of 50 years of sports
Yes.
entertainment.
Yep. That's what, and he used that in a promo one time, and I died laughing
Yes, he
because,
did.
and I'm sitting here like nobody else seemed to get it. Like the
Nope.
line, it was like that was, and they used that intro. If you ever rented the old Coliseum videos that they had, that was like the whole thing, and it was the intro to a lot of their TV shows back in the day.
Yes, it was.
So,
With the
uh,
with the flying through the Grand Canyon or through the
yes,
stars with the WWE. Yes,
yep,
listen,
yep,
yeah,
yep. So they Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, not drunk, and Daniel Garcia defeated Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. Eddie Kingston paid tribute to Junkyard Dog coming out with the white T-shirt with "Thump" written over it. They all actually mentioned. I think that Tony Schiavone said it was 27 years,
yes,
I believe, since the Junkyard Dog has passed.
yes, it has,
Definitely a
and
legend. Yeah.
especially the controversy of Eddie Kingston wearing his shirt because everybody don't know about the history of Junkyard Dog, so everybody really thought this dude was wearing a Trump T-shirt that was
Um,
insulting Donald
are you
Trump.
serious?
That's serious. That's a shoot.
People are really that.
Soon as he came, I already knew what that shirt was for. I was like, okay, but I
I
understood
got
how
it because
people
I
was
knew
seeing what that shirt probably meant somewhere else, but nah, it was actually had something to do with Junkyard Dog. Soon as I seen it, everybody remember the white and red the lettering of the
it was
trunks.
right across the back of his trunks.
Yes,
Ridiculous. All
this
right,
is the world we living in now. You know.
yeah. Well, it's ridiculous. We live in an insane world. People are nuts. All right, so let's see. The Marina Shafir defeated Sky Blue. Nobody cared about this match. I particularly don't even remember the match.
Yeah, the crowd was not. Well, before we get into this match, what do you think of the momentum or what's going forward with the Santana Ortiz Eddie Kingston? Do you think they will do the Stadium Stampede again or Blood and Guts?
Please don't do the Stadium Stampede again.
Why not? I like Stadium Stampede. It was all right for what it was. You know
Just talk
why?
about
Because
the
you know why you didn't
cinematic
like it?
match.
Because it was cinematic match. That's why.
Yes, it was crazy. The one thing that I thought was hilarious out of it was when the first one was when Matt Hardy was hiding in the ice machine, and then you know that was like the only thing because it was like unexpected and I laughed. But outside of that, it's ridiculous, completely ridiculous.
You gotta get some slack to the cinematic matches. There's some effort put in these.
Yeah, there's a lot of effort. It's crazy. But anyhow,
Marina Shafir.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
this match right here, it was not kicking in for the crowd, and it was a hot crowd last night.
yeah, nobody cared about this match whatsoever.
I think she's
I'm
gonna be number
guessing that
30 though.
this was just the popcorn match, I guess you can call it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Team Taz, Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Keith Lee and Swerve.
This tag match was great.
Ricky Starks was on fire last night, dude.
Yes, he was. He was on. He's always on point, but he was definitely on point. The charisma was out. Strickland, even better. Keith
Yeah,
Lee on top of his game as well. Even Hobbs. This tag match was off the chain, like legit off the chain. And hope to see Strickland and Keith Lee team up some more. It was real good.
I'm so glad that this company is giving so much love to Keith Lee. It's well deserved because he really had some momentum in NXT and then all of a sudden went to the main roster and everything just shifted downward. It was
Yeah.
just boom. The same thing happened with Killer Cross as well. Once they got to the main roster, it was just everything was just wiped out from under them, and nope, you know, which is it's just a damn shame. So Keith Lee, I think he's only been there a short while. What, about a month, maybe a little bit
Yeah.
over.
Like a month and a half.
I really hope he's going to shine here in AEW, and I have a feeling that uh, Tony Khan is going to let this work out. It's going to be good.
Nah, he is. Like all these guys are starting to shine now. Ricky Starks, all these people that wasn't recognized in other places like that are used like that real good. So I just like the way these guys, and then Taz got involved. Like this guy, he never get involved. He got involved last night though. So
Yeah.
I guess he getting tired of losing. So now he got to put his hands on somebody.
All these guys coming back out of retirement. Taz retired because he had a fucked up neck. I'd probably lose it if Taz came out for one more match. I probably would.
I know he'd be going in the gym with his son Hook. So if he's going to the gym, that means he must be ready for something.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to the gym for nothing now. I'm just gonna let you know that.
Yeah. Dude, I'd like I said, I'd probably flip the fuck out if he came out of nowhere and started just suplexing everybody left and right, cross facing everybody. He was one of the
Thunder
best,
Rose.
man, out there. All right, go ahead. Cut the
No, no,
promo.
no. We don't. Let's go back to Taz. No
No,
disrespect.
man, it's I'm just saying.
WWE dropped the ball with him, and I can't admit that.
Absolutely, but not for nothing. Like he ended up injuring his neck and ended up out of there anyways, like having forced to retire. But they did help him out in a way by giving him a commentary job. So good on them. You know what I mean? But that's it.
It was a great transition with him
Yeah,
going from there
he
to being
became a
a
legend.
good
He became a
commentator.
legendary commentator. Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yes. Thunder Rosa segment presented by a cake by Nyla Rose,
Oh
and
boy.
she gets her face shoved in the cake. It's just one of those segments that did not need to happen.
Yeah. AEW has a lot of those though, dude.
Yes, they do. I can admit that. I'm getting tired, and I can admit certain things that get on my nerves. I do get tired of these promos get interrupted.
Can I ask you a question?
Everyone.
How do you feel without being politically incorrect about Nyla Rose getting a title shot at the women's title match? A lot of people make a big deal about this.
Are we talking about transgender, or are we talking about how many title shots she done had?
Well, a lot of people complain because why is she fighting for the women's title? I mean, I don't necessarily, I guess I don't care either way, but it's just, I don't know really how to feel about it. Honestly, that's just my opinion.
To me, legit, I don't care.
Yeah.
Truthfully, what should have happened? She should have been the first women's champion, and then the the first champions. What's her name?
Ruby.
Not Ruby. The first women's champion.
Riho.
Yeah. I thought it was Riho. I didn't want to say her name wrong.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like Nyla should have won it, and then Riho, kind of conquered and beaten Nyla Rose. If they really wanted to build something around Nyla Rose. But the thing is with Nyla Rose is she done gotten a lot of title shots. Like it's been a lot.
Always getting a title shot.
Yo, exactly. She always get a title shot, and I have not seen not one person get as much title shots as this woman has got. She has won the whole tournament that they had probably about a year ago. Was international tournament. She won that, and I was like, okay, well, like give somebody an opportunity. Serena Deeb was out at the time, and like they was barely using her, and she was even better. But it's just like now it's getting like every time I see her get a title shot, I get disgusted. And it's not because of her gender; it's because she continuously get these shots. I just don't understand. Like at least give her a break or something. Right. So that's my pet peeve with that. I don't care about the transgender.
She's like people online were complaining. It's like, why does she always get the first shot? And I'm like, it kind of makes sense, that complaint.
It does. I have no argument about that. It does.
All right. So after that, the main event. Yeah, sorry. Samoa Joe defeated Minoru Suzuki to win the Ring of Honor television title. Basically, Suzuki was the transitional champion. I have a huge complaint about this match. And I think it's a legitimate complaint.
Okay, go with your complaint. I want to hear this.
I thought it was a phenomenal match.
That's good.
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry. Hey, Google decided to step on in and do a run-in. I'm sorry.
So it was phenomenal.
She said that's good, so I guess she liked it the match.
She agreed what I said. It was a phenomenal match. However, the fucking picture-in-picture took away from the main event. You're only given this goddamn match, which I was looking forward to all week long. Suzuki versus Joe. I'm like, this is going to be phenomenal. This is going to be amazing. This picture-in-picture just takes that feel away once it goes into that picture-in-picture. And when they come back, it's like, Jesus, man, I'm not into it as much. It hurts the freaking product. It really does. Load up on commercials in between commercial breaks. This match, I mean, I don't know, man. I absolutely thought this match was going really good, and just that whole thing, man, just kind of hurt it for me.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Would you rather watch this match with commercial breaks without seeing the match, or picture-in-picture where you seeing the match?
I don't want to see commercial breaks. I don't want to see before the match comes back. Just load up on commercials. Take an extra 5 minutes if you gotta, and just play the extra commercials. So you don't have to.
But if you don't got no choice, which one would you pick though?
I can't pay attention.
Look at your face.
I don't know, man, because like I can't pay attention during.
Because if you would have sat there, they say, "Oh, we be back for a commercial break." You watch all these commercials, then they come back and be like, "Oh, welcome back." Then you be extra pissed. You be extra hot.
You're right, but at the same time, it's like picture-in-picture. I can't concentrate on the match when it's in picture-in-picture.
I think you need the commentary. That's what it is.
Yeah. I need the commentary. I need to be paying attention to the match. It's not like I don't sit through matches all the time. It's a real pain in the ass. And I know I'm not the only one that complains about this. I've seen a lot of online banter about this too. That definitely agree with me. It's an annoying thing.
Well, they did what they did back in the day. I remember they used to do where they have all these commercial breaks, and then the main event had no commercial breaks at all. They don't do that no more. I don't know why. It's
corporate greed.
It is corporate greed. Each commercial costs like over $100,000 or probably more. I'll probably be playing them too, truthfully. So I mean, You know, we get those commercials over here, we be golden.
Yeah. Yep. Mhm.
So here on out, while we do these premium podcast events, we will do a picture while we talk to you and do our commercials while we do a picture, courtesy of Rick Del Santos.
I got ads I could run right now.
You
Let's
can while
talk.
we still
I
talk.
do. I'm
See,
not gonna. Yeah, because I care about all you guys out there and how you feel about the show. All right, so that's pretty much it. I thought that Suzuki and Joe was phenomenal.
this match was
It was.
hard hitting.
It was. I mean, they
This
did like
match was a
fucking.
legit chop fest. Joe
What was it, like
was
200 chops in the first 5 minutes
listen.
of the match that neither man would go down.
Joe put in some work last night. I'm gonna say that right now. He was, and usually I never
Absolutely.
see Joe blowed up, but he was blowed up. He put in some work
It's been a
last night.
while. It's been a
It's been
while
a
since.
while.
Yeah. And I think, I love Samoa Joe, dude. I think he was great last night. And Suzuki's that dude's got some of the nastiest chops known to man.
Yeah, he does.
All right. So there's
Still
that.
remember the match with him and Brian Danielson.
Yeah. Good match, dude. What was that guy's name? The basketball player. Oh, here we go. Tom Singh. Sat. I I hate Satnam
Sanam Singh.
Singh. Tom Singh. Thank you very much. He came out. The lights went out, and then they come back, and he's standing behind Joe. It's very dramatic because every time the lights go out, somebody's coming up.
Somebody big.
Uh
No
yeah,
pun
he
intended.
was a former basketball player, the very first Indian and Sikh player to be drafted into the National Basketball Association, the NBA, when the Dallas Mavericks drafted him. It's pretty amazing. So now he's transitioning into professional wrestling. He is currently being trained, working with, I should say, being trained with Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal, I believe. Um, Now, from what I've read, AEW is transitioning with the Time Warner Discovery merger. Uh, they're transitioning and they have a huge Indian market with that. And so um, this guy's a gigantic star over there in India. So
Is
having
he
him on
now?
TV, yeah. Yep. So having him get involved in such a high profile matchup is, I guess, a positive for this. So we'll have to see where it goes from here.
We shall see. I mean, they have done many experiments, the Shaquille O'Neal experiment and all these other experiments, and some have worked, some haven't. And this is a good, probably a good move towards the Indian market, but I don't think it was a good move last night at the end because it kind of put a little damper on the whole excellent show.
Yep. I thought it was a weird ending, and it wasn't very. It's kind of a blah ending if you think about it.
It is.
A lot of
It
people were
is.
very unhappy about the ending. I wasn't
Yeah.
particularly happy. It was just kind of. I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me personally.
People call it a WWE esque type finish. Um, I fully agree. I mean, it would have been better if they did it without the lights being out. I think that's the problem.
Right. Right.
The lights went out. We always get a surprise. The lights went out this time. We got a
What
damper,
happens
so
if
that's
it's the
probably what the
Sandman
problem
next
is.
time? No.
Please, God, no.
I'm just saying. He shows up with a case of beer. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That's our AEW Dynamite review. I enjoyed the show for the most part. There's a couple segments here and there that I was like, blah, but nothing major.
No, it was not major. Just countdown to Double or Nothing, and
Yep.
then this Friday for Rampage, which is going to be a 2-match show. I think it's going to be Adam Page defending the AEW World Championship against Adam Cole in a second Texas Death Match, and the Blackpool Comeback Club versus the the Gun Club and Trios match. Special start time 7 p.m. on
That's
TNT.
Rampage. Yep. And then let's not forget Battle of the Belts on Saturday.
Yeah, only one match. But well, we got 2 matches announced now, right? Because they doing the Sammy
I have
Guevara.
3 matches. I have 3 matches listed.
Oh yeah, 3 matches.
The TNT Championship, Scorpio Sky defending against former champion Sammy Guevara. Ring of Honor World Championship, Jonathan Gresham making his AEW debut against Dalton Castle.
Yeah.
There you go, my man.
2 AEW debuts.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to those guys being in AEW. AEW World's Women Championship, Thunder Rosa taking on Nyla Rose. And don't forget AEW Dynamite Wardlow taking on the Butcher. Hook make his Dynamite debut.
First ever.
Yep. Owen Hart Foundation Tournament qualifier. Britt Baker taking on Danielle Camella. Another Owen Hart Foundation Tournament qualifier. Jungle Boy and Kyle O'Reilly. Coffin match between Darby and Andrade El Idolo. Tony Khan will make a huge announcement. Again. He's talking about the bots, I'm sure.
He revealed the bots.
We are going to be back Saturday night after Battle of the Belts. Correct?
Yes, so we are.
Down Battle of the Belts and AEW Rampage, and if we feel
some
like
SmackDown.
Some of SmackDown.
The bullet points of SmackDown.
We'll see what happens. So we'll see what happens with that. So don't forget tomorrow night, what was it? Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling Alley Fights. 662 Co Avenue, East Haven. Tickets just $10. I'm going to be there. You can come by and say hello. Marcel, you showing up tomorrow? Maybe. Maybe not.
I'm retired.
You're retired. Yeah. All right. And not to mention, we got so much more. Tune in, everybody. Next week, I'm going to start having some guests back on the show. So stay tuned for that. 2 weeks from this coming Tuesday, we got 2 weeks from now. Sorry, we got Sunset Steve Garcia coming on. I'm really looking forward to that. Nice guy. With that, I guess it's time to say goodbye. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Marcel, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Stay tuned. We'll be back here Saturday right after Battle of the Belts 2 to do this again. Thank you for joining us tonight live on YouTube and Facebook Live. And come back soon. Like, share, subscribe at PWZ Network on Instagram, at PWZ Podcast on Twitter and Facebook. And join me at Showtime Marcel on all social media, and the Rick Del Santos on Twitter. And be well, be safe. Good night, people.